Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a different video that I have been stalling to make. It's my story video. I'm going to be explaining a little bit about why I haven't been licensed, the time that I was supposed to be licensed, and what basically I have, and all of that good stuff for you. If you don't like these types of videos, then you don't have to watch them. Okay. So I've been stalling to make this video for a while now, just because this is a really touchy subject for me to talk about in front of the camera and to you guys. But I have been getting so many questions lately from friends and from family and just people that I know that have been asking me a few questions and what I have and stuff like that. So this video is basically for all of them who are interested in wondering what I have and how I deal with it and stuff I go through on a day-to-day basis. What I'm first going to talk about is what basically I have. So basically I have chronic back pain, and it is explained a little bit more technical, and I will get to that in a sec, but I will take you through the journey of how I found out and the beginning stages of what happened and all of that. So that's basically what I have. How did I find out that I had back pain? First of all, I was around 17 years old, junior year of my high school. I had started to develop back pain. One morning I had woke up with numbing in my legs at first, so I didn't think that it was going to be back pain at first, but my legs were numb and I had to tell my mom, I can't get up, I can't get off of my bed, and I don't know why. So I had called her and she had told me we need to go to the hospital. So I missed school that day and I went to the hospital. But at first I did not think anything that I had chronic back pain. So that's why I was really concerned because, well, basically I was just really confused in what I had. So we went to the hospital, and that's what I'm going to explain next. My doctor's visits and everything that I went through to see different doctors. So first I went to the hospital for that reason, because I was scared of what I had. So I went to the hospital and they had taken an x-ray, which is typical. They took an x-ray, and then they had said, we had waited there for hours, and they had said that I didn't have anything showing up on the x-ray, and so they said that I was gonna be fine and that they gave me ibuprofen, which normally that happens. If they don't find anything, they give you something to just, you know, like take away the pain while you're at home. So then I had gone home that day and I felt like I was like, okay, well maybe it's just something else, like maybe it's just, you know, a one-day thing. So then I started to feel more back pain after that. Like ever since that happened, I started to develop more back pain, and it just started to get worse from there. What would happen to me like at home and realizing that it was getting worse, the numbing in my legs would continue, the back pain would get way worse than it started off with, and then I would start to feel fainty. I felt like I couldn't do a lot of normal things. Bending down was hard, moving around a lot, walking around a lot, just like normal people things, going to the mall, going to the movies, things like that. Like it started to make me realize that it was getting worse. So then I had talked to my mom and we had gone to my pediatrician. So we went there and she referred us to some other place that was an orthopedic group, which they specialize in back pain, neck pain, arm pain, like all of that kind of stuff. So I went there and then they started me off with doing another x-ray, and I was like, okay. So I did the x-ray and they didn't find anything on the x-ray, and they had said, we don't know what it is, I'm sorry, like I don't know what to tell you. They had gave me another doctor there so they can see like maybe they just don't know what's wrong with me. So they gave me another doctor and the same thing happened. I didn't get any answers that I wanted to hear from them. I just wanted to know what I have and what I had to do to fix it, and I didn't get anything. They were giving me like medicine in between, doctors, switching me off with doctors, and nothing worked for me. I ended up taking steroids at one point because I needed something stronger. I ended up taking tramadol, which is something that's really strong also. Just makes you fall asleep. A lot of the medication that I took in the past made me either drowsy, fall asleep, or gave me really bad side effects. So then they had sent me to do physical therapy because they thought that I needed to work out, the pain. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the physical therapy. And so I did that for, I believe, 2 to 3 months. I'm not really sure how long I did it, but I did it for a while. I would skip school just to do physical therapy. I would do it after school, also go in the mornings to physical therapy, then go to school. I was doing physical therapy for a while. I found out that that wasn't even helping. I would work really hard at the physical therapy place within the clinic and nothing was working. I went to see the doctor and she was like, if it's not working, then we need to do something else. So they did a MRI scan, which is a scan that it takes a picture of the muscles and like my spine and all of that. And again, they did not find anything and I wasn't getting anywhere. I believe at that point I was starting to feel like I wasn't going to get any answers towards anything. So they had told me we could do acupuncture, which is like a needle of epidermal up the spine, basically exactly the same as when you're giving birth or when you're pregnant, whatever. They put epidermal in your spine so it can numb it, which that goes away really fast. It's not guaranteed for a long time. So I ended up not doing it because I didn't want to waste my time doing something that wasn't going to work. The doctor ended up noticing that once they gave me my MRI scan paper, they had told me, oh, you have endometriosis. And I'll put somewhere around the screen for you guys what endometriosis is, which I started to believe that I had that because I had all the same symptoms as endometriosis. And so endometriosis basically isn't detected unless you do surgery. So, or like you had to go to a OBGYN doctor who specializes in that, because endometriosis is found within the area. So I had to go see that doctor and do a ultrasound and take birth control as well for me to clear endometriosis. But they ended up finding out that I didn't even have endometriosis, and they don't know where the doctors from the orthopedic group had told me that I had endometriosis. They were really confused because endometriosis isn't really found within an MRI scan. It's found within doing surgery and also within an ultrasound as well. It's found in the endometrioma, and they didn't find anything. And then they had found a little part of my spine connected to my sacrum and had told me that I needed to go see a chiropractor. So I went to go see a chiropractor here, and I gave him the x-ray I had took from the orthopedic group and brought it to him, and he right away saw that I actually did have that bone or that vertebrae connected to my sacrum. The spine is made up of vertebrae all the way down, and the last vertebrae that I have, or that we have, it is connected to my sacrum, which is the hip part, I believe, and it is infused together, so it's stuck together on one side of my spine, if that makes sense, or my back. I don't know how to really explain it, but the picture will show you that on one side looks different than the other, and that's basically it, that it's one's connected to the sacrum and the other part is not connected to the sacrum, which is supposed to be that way on both sides. That is how I found out that I had this bone connected, is through the x-ray, and that's when I took it the very first time when I went to the orthopedic group. So the whole time that I had the x-ray, I thought they didn't find anything, so I really don't have anything. And I was really confused because every time I took an x-ray, it wasn't showing up, or they just weren't noticing it. So, but right away the chiropractor did say that I did have this bone connected and whatever. It's called a technical term, but I really forget what it's called. So that's basically what I have, and now I'm gonna go into detail of how it affected my at-home and school lifestyle. So I was a junior in high school, and it was not easy going through this because it affected me almost every single day. Some days I wouldn't even go to school because of how much it hurt. Some days I would just cry because I wanted to go to school. There were kids in school that would be like, I want to go home, and being home to me was like a waste of my time. I wanted to be in school. I wanted to, be in class, be with my friends, and get stuff done, get homework done and stuff like that. But I was always a hardworking girl. I always wanted to do my thing, or do the things that I needed to do to get done, and I couldn't do that. I had to stop what I was doing and take care of myself. I'm gonna explain the little things that I had to go through at home. So basically, I woke up with numbing legs. I had a lot of back pain, and it just got worse like every single day. It was a different kind of pain every time. It was a twisting pain, it was a sharp pain, it was terrible, very terrible pain that I had in my back. Where I usually feel it is in my lower back. So how I explained that, it was the last vertebrae of my spine and connected to my sacrum, which that is the very lower part. It's the lumbar part of the spine. So that's basically where I feel it the most, but over time it has spread up to the back of my shoulders, and now goes through my arms a little bit, like halfway to my arms, and to my legs as well, but not all the way. At home and at school, I would walk a little bit funny. I would walk like this, like kind of like if you were pregnant, because my back would hurt so much that I could not even walk straight or normal. So a lot of people would look at me weird, thinking like, why is she walking that way? I couldn't bend over a lot of the times. I would always have to ask like my friends or something, or someone to pick up something for me, or if I needed to tie my shoe, I couldn't do that. Speaking about that, I couldn't really put on my clothes like as I normally would. It was really hard for me to put on my clothes, especially like shirts and stuff. Doing my hair was really hard, so a lot of the times I wouldn't do my hair because I had really long hair, so when I would blow dry it, it would be really hard to even hold up a blow dryer and a comb and just blow dry my hair. So I couldn't really do that. I couldn't really do a lot of exercising or like heavy exercising, and at the time I took aerobics, so it was really hard for me to explain to my teacher like, I can't really work out with you, but I mean, I'm willing to still walk or do whatever I can to get the grade. Washing dishes was hard because standing up was hard for me. So standing up, sitting down, and believe like you know, those things. Standing up and sitting down too long for me would hurt my back even more. I still can't do those things. Sleeping, basically, sleeping was the hardest for me because laying down felt better than standing up, sitting down, walking around. I always wanted to lay down as much as I could, but even when I wanted to go to sleep, I couldn't because I would toss and turn and I couldn't like sleep in the position I wanted to sleep, or just it wasn't comfortable, and sometimes I would wake up and I'd feel sleepless because of how much sleep I got, which was only like a few hours, and that would be it. Most of the night I would be tossing and turning and crying and just everything. At home, or there was a few situations where I would faint out of nowhere or just fall down out of nowhere. So the first time that I was feeling fainty was at school, and I was just normally talking to my teacher about how I was feeling, and I was starting to have back pain, but then I started crying, and then my legs got numb, and they just, I couldn't like stand up and talk to her normally. So the nurse had to come get me upstairs in a wheelchair and bring me downstairs to her office. And I mean, not even her, she didn't really understand like what I would go through, and I would tell her like I just don't feel good and stuff like that. I would even bring my medication to school because I had to take it at a certain time, or like I believe I took Tylenol or ibuprofen or something like that, and she got mad at me because I had to tell her that I was taking medication, and she was the only one to be able to give it to me. I can't just pull it out of my backpack and take it, but at times I had to do that because I didn't know when the pain was gonna happen. I didn't want to run downstairs and be like, okay, I'm hurting now, like give me my pill. Like I couldn't be like that. I'm gonna explain a little bit about my at school, how it affected me at school. Again, walking around funny, everyone stared at me. It wasn't easy walking around in school, so yeah, I just had to deal with that. I couldn't use the stairs. Luckily they had an elevator, but I couldn't also carry my own things, like my own backpack I couldn't carry, or like my binder or anything like that, even if it was pretty much empty, because of how much it hurt. So every class period, I would have a little helper with me, leave like 10 minutes before the bell rang, and carry my stuff for me and walk me to my next class. So I'm really grateful for those people who actually did that. My friends who watch my videos, they know who they are, and you don't know how much I appreciate you guys for doing that for me. Don't want to cry. The main biggest thing is that I couldn't do cosmetology for my senior year. Being told that I shouldn't do cosmetology for a while, it was hard for me because, you know, I was getting into doing men's hair cutting. It's what I fell in love with and stuff, and I couldn't do it. Senior year, we basically were practicing for our state board. We were getting ready for that. I couldn't do it. Mostly senior year, like the whole year in cosmetology, I did not do because I could not do it, and I was told that I shouldn't do it. And even when I wanted to, I would tell my teacher, and she would tell me like, I need a note from your doctor saying that it's okay for you to do it. And so I couldn't do cosmetology for a while. That's why I'm practicing my state board after I graduated, but I didn't get to get my license when I graduated because I could barely even hold up school. I wasn't even attending most of my classes because I was in so much pain. I would stay home or do physical therapy, and that's basically how my senior year went, when all I wanted was to go to prom, hang out with my friends, and make it worthwhile. And I didn't really have that because I was too busy either going to doctors, taking medication, or staying at home basically and trying to finish my work for school. But yeah, I think not doing cosmetology was the hardest for me, but everything else also was pretty hard for me to take all at once, especially my last year of high school. Okay, well now I'm gonna talk about how does it get better, because I know a lot of my friends always ask how does it get better and when are you going to get better. I basically have to live with this forever, and it's not something that I like to say because I take that really hard. I feel like I always pray that one day I could say, I'm going to get rid of this and I get to be a normal girl again, a normal teenager. But I don't, and I have to live with this for the rest of my life. But it does get better. All I have to do is basically do like, the normal routine, like little exercises, stretches before I go to bed and at night. Making sure I don't sit, lay down, or stand up too long. I cannot run as of now. I cannot even go to the movies because I cannot sit there for 2 hours. I go on walks in the morning some days. I'm gonna start doing that again. But I used to do it every single day in the morning because since I don't work or go to school or anything, that's what I would be doing, is trying to get better and go in the mornings and then come home and do whatever I have to do. Taking Tylenol. Tylenol helps me the most. Even though it's over the counter or whatnot, I stopped taking my prescription medicine because some of the medicine that they were giving me was either giving me too much side effect, or it wasn't working at all, or even, well, basically those two things. So I stopped taking all my prescription medicine for that reason, because some of the medicine that they were giving me, I believe one of them or a few of them, they were basically tricking my mind and sending messages to the pain area or the area of the pain and telling that it's gonna be okay, so the pain would just go away, but the mind is tricking the pain. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's basically what it would do, and it would also knock me out. So I would fall asleep so fast that like I would feel okay, and then when I would wake up I'd feel okay for like an hour or whatever, and then it would come back again. So that's basically why I don't take it, and Tylenol has been helping me, so I just stick to that. I do like the heating pad, the ice pack and stuff. I do that when the pain is really, really bad, and that really helps me too. It helps me like fall asleep because my Tylenol doesn't make me fall asleep really. But yeah, the ice pack and the heating pad, I use that constantly. I basically already said what I can't really do, but I feel like a lot of you are probably still going to be confused in what I still have and stuff like that. And I tried to explain it a little bit more in depth, but it's really hard to explain because I have been through doctors, I have been through taking medication, I have been doing physical therapy, doing exercises, doing like all of these things, and like it's been, I believe this is my 3rd year since I found out, or since I started having pain, so I don't know, it's just a long journey for me, but I have been getting better. If that's a question that people ask, I am getting better, but it's still there and it still hurts a lot some days, and some days I forget that I have it. Like I put on my Instagram all the time, I forget that I have it sometimes. But I mean, it's what I have to deal with forever. But I know that it can get better because I don't faint anymore. I don't wake up with numbing legs. I don't really wake up or have like those things that used to make me really upset. Like some days I just wish that I was a normal girl and that I can do normal things like a normal person. But I can't do that. So yeah, like none of my family really knows, or to the extent of what happens at home, or my friends either. They don't really understand that what I have to go through to feel okay. And some days I just want someone to be there for me, like when it happens. Like today, like I'm filming this because I had it today, that I woke up and I just was not feeling right, and I felt like I knew I was gonna get the pain. And that's how it is when I do get it. I feel it and I know it's gonna happen that day, and I just have to deal with that. I think my end result to this is basically spreading awareness. And I mean, I could say what I have, but it's just that I feel like no one really has it out there. But I hope one day I get to meet someone who has the same issue as me. And you know, just how I found out about endometriosis, I would research all the time and watch videos on people who would talk about it. And I literally thought that I had the same thing, but I didn't. And I felt so bad for those people who, you know, were teenagers and had that and would have to go to school and deal with that, or stay home just because of it. Like it makes me sad because I felt like I was a part of that. Even though I don't have endometriosis, I still felt like I wasn't alone in this. And a lot of people make me feel like I'm not alone, but at the same time they don't have to go through what I have to go through on a day-to-day basis. Spreading awareness, and I hope in the near future that I get to help other people out and inspire people who do have it or who don't even have it, and help them out. I hope one day that I get to like donate to like people who need surgery, or you know, have disabilities, you know, whether they're a young teen, a kid, a young adult, or even older adult. I want to help somebody out and, you know, pay for their surgery or pay for whatever they need. Whatever the case may be, I just want to help a family or somebody out. But yeah, as of now, though, I'm getting through it. I think some days it's just hard to talk about it, and that's why I've been stalling to make this video, because it's really hard to explain, first of all, and maybe this video isn't gonna even like fully explain or make you fully understand what I have. But I mean, I'm stuck with this little bone, stuck to another little bone for the rest of my life, and I technically was born with that, and I have to deal with it forever. So I'm getting through it. But the main thing that I am happy about is that I didn't give up my dream. I'm still working on becoming a licensed cosmetologist. That's always been something I wanted to do, so I am working on that. But as of before, you know, it took me, well, I graduated in June, so it's almost going to be a year from when I graduated, and I had to take that year off of, you know, feeling better and building up my confidence again, because I didn't have that when I didn't get my license. Like, just knowing that I didn't get it when I graduated, it really brought me down. So I thought maybe this isn't for me, maybe this isn't what I should be doing. And a lot of people still tell me, like, are you sure you want to be doing cosmetology, because you do stand up a lot, you do sit down a lot. But I've seen people who have disabilities accomplish what they do love, and I just want to be that person that achieves what I want to do and what I love to do, and just prove to you guys that nothing can stop me, and nothing can probably stop you either. I mean, I always felt that fire in me when I did cosmetology. And that's basically it to my story video. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys have any advice that I should be taking, or if you guys want to give me any advice, if you guys have the same problem or same issue, you know, leave it down below for me. That's basically all I wanted to talk about. But if you found this video helpful in any way, like and subscribe and do all of that stuff for me. This video was not hard. This video was hard for me to do, and that's why it took a little while for me to make. But it's now gonna be up, and it's now gonna be shared with the world, and I just want to spread that awareness and spread all the love and positivity to everyone who is going through something, because you never know what someone may have, and they may hide it really well, or whatever it may be. And I just want to spread that to everyone, that everything is going to be okay, and if you have something, don't worry, it's all going to get better very, very soon for you, and I hope to help you in the near future. But yeah, I love you guys, and thank you guys for listening to me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.